For the longest time, I thought the word budget was just a four-letter word for punishment. If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach when you think about looking at your bank account, or if you actively avoid talking about money because it feels too overwhelming and judgmental, then I know exactly where you are right now. For example, a recent 2025 survey found that 87% of respondents feel anxious about their finances, and nearly 79% said their financial anxiety has increased this year. This is not just your struggle, it's almost everyone's. I've been in that exact spot, avoiding my banking app for weeks at a time, out of pure fear of what I might see. But after finding my way through that anxiety, and since helping hundreds of people do the same, I've learned that the problem is almost never about the numbers themselves. It's about the story we tell ourselves about those numbers. So in this video, we're going to do three things. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on why budgeting feels so terrifying. Second, we'll look at how that fear creates a cycle of anxiety that keeps you stuck. And most importantly, I'll give you a simple, non-scary first step you can take today that doesn't even involve a spreadsheet. This isn't just another video about cutting up your credit cards. This is about giving you back your peace of mind. The goal here is to help you finally break free from that constant, low-grade stress that comes with financial uncertainty and feel a sense of control over your life again. By the end of this video, my goal is for you to completely reframe what a budget means, seeing it not as a restrictive cage, but as a map to freedom. You'll leave with a practical checklist designed to help you prepare emotionally for this journey, which is the most important first step. The cost of ignoring this is not just staying in debt. It's another day of feeling that weight on your shoulders, that feeling of being powerless. But you have the ability to change that story, so let's start that process together. Most people believe the root of their money problem is overspending, or not earning enough. We tell ourselves, if I just had more discipline, or if I just got that raise, everything would be fine. But what if that's just a symptom and not the disease? What if the real problem, the monster under the bed, is simply the fear of looking? The deep, gut-wrenching anxiety that comes from the thought, I don't want to know how bad it really is. This fear of knowing is the actual trap. It's not the debt itself, but the dread of confronting it that keeps us paralyzed, ensuring we can never even begin to solve the problem. This fear doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It creates a self-defeating loop that keeps us stuck. Here's what that spiral looks like. I want to share a quick story. There was a point in my life where I was so scared of my financial situation that I avoided opening my banking app for 3 solid weeks. Every time I picked up my phone, I felt a jolt of panic and just put it back down. That avoidance creates a vicious, downward spiral. We don't look, which makes us more anxious about what we might find. Because we're more anxious, we really don't want to look. We get stuck in a loop where later becomes never. This cycle does more than just keep you in debt. It steals your peace. It makes you feel like you are not in control of your own life, and that feeling of powerlessness is even more damaging than the numbers on a bank statement. From a young age, many of us are taught to see a budget as a financial diet, a miserable list of restrictions and things we have to give up. The word itself feels like a punishment. But what if that entire frame is wrong? What if we've been looking at it completely backward? What if a budget isn't about what you can't do, but about finally seeing clearly what you can do? Let's redefine it right now. A budget is just information. It is a non-judgmental tool for clarity. It is a map that shows you exactly where you are, so you can finally and calmly decide where you want to go next. Now, let's focus on one simple step you can take right now to interrupt this cycle. No spreadsheets required. So, if the goal is to get control, your first instinct might be to dive headfirst into a complex spreadsheet or download a fancy app. But this often just leads to more overwhelm and quitting. Since we've established that the biggest barrier is emotional, why would we start with a logical tool, like a spreadsheet? How do you prepare yourself to face the numbers without that familiar wave of panic? You start before the numbers. The real first step is self-awareness. It's about taking a moment to understand your fears, acknowledge them without judgment, and set an intention for what you want to feel instead. You must prepare your mind before you ask it to deal with math. Today, we've uncovered the truth. It's not the debt, but the deep-seated fear of budgeting that truly keeps us trapped in a cycle of anxiety and powerlessness. We also learned that a budget isn't a weapon to be used against you. It's a map to guide you forward. You now have a choice. You can leave here and allow that cycle of avoidance to continue, hoping something will magically change. Or, you can take one small, different, and brave action right now. To help you, I've created a simple financial self-awareness checklist. It isn't about numbers. Instead, it leads you gently through the critical first emotional and practical step we just talked about. Download it from the link in the description. Don't build a budget today. Just take this first empowering step toward preparing your mind for a future where you are finally in control. You might be wondering, okay, I have the checklist, but what should I actually do with it? Let me show you how simple and supportive this first step can be. When you open your checklist, you'll see there is no wrong way to use it. It's not a test. It's simply a gentle, personal reflection. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by forms or financial tasks, rest assured, this is different. No grades, no judgment, and no pressure to be perfect. You're just exploring your thoughts and patterns at your own pace. All it takes is 15 quiet minutes, honest answers, and at the end, choosing just one small action for this week. Maybe it's opening your banking app, or simply acknowledging your feelings out loud. Whatever feels right for you. That's the full process. Gentle, empowering, and entirely on your terms. You've now got the tool in your hands. You know how to use it, and most importantly, you've learned that getting started isn't about perfection. It's about taking one gentle, brave step. The only question left is, will you do it? This isn't just about numbers. It's about confronting the real obstacle, fear. The same fear that keeps so many of us stuck, hiding from our financial truth. But today, you choose compassion and self-awareness. You've proven that you're willing to look at what's really happening beneath the surface. You now have everything you need, a roadmap to freedom, a supportive process, and a safe first step. The only thing standing between you and the clarity you deserve is the decision to take action. So open the checklist, give yourself just 15 minutes, and take your first fearless step. It might feel small, but it's incredibly powerful. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward with it. You've got this. Your journey from fear to freedom starts today. Join our financial freedom community by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Financial Freedom Workshop. Each week, you'll get new step-by-step tools, honest support, and fresh real-life strategies to help you keep moving forward. And if you have questions or want to celebrate a small win, that's what our comments section is for. Hit subscribe now, click the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.